Oh, hey, Nadir, what are you up to?
Oh, nothing. I was just browsing the excellent selection of books here in the library of the Night Court. I don't suppose there's anything you'd like to read?
I would actually love to find some books for my favorite tabletop games.
You would probably want to actually take out a book like that, and I don't think you want to navigate the Fey rules for borrowing and lending. Instead, you may want to look at our sponsor, Dragon Master Games. In addition to tabletop gaming books, you can get dice and accessories, and they're a fantastic local store and would love to have your support.
Oh, hey, that's a great idea, but we're in the Feywild, so I can't go to the store right now.
Oh, not a problem at all. You can go to their online storefront that's linked in the show notes, and be sure to write in the comments that Bard Rock Cafe sent you.
Alright, I'll do that. Thanks, Nadir. Anyway, we should get on with the show.
Welcome back, everybody. Episode 58 Bard Rock Cafe. That seems entirely too high and too low at the same time. Last time, Bard Rock Cafe, Rook, well, the entire party really was beset by pixies, and after dealing with some harassment and aggravation, the pixies created a map that seemed to catch Rook's attention, and indicated a spot deep inside the forest, very much off the beaten path, where the guides told you to stay. So Rook ran off, followed shortly by everyone else. The guides reluctantly coming along, since Rook is carrying the Prince of the Spring Court. And so now, as we pick up with episode 58, Bard Rock Cafe, I would like everyone to give me a perception check.
I know.
Already?
I know.
It's a 26.
Whoa! Natural 20. I am so perceptive today.
Yo.
Let's
Hell
go.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, here we
I got a 19.
go. Nice. We're gonna try the opal dice, see how they do. Whee! Fuck you, opal dice, you son of a bitch!
Try to use the ketchup dice.
How'd it go? How'd it go, Steph?
Well, so my perception is +2, right?
Okay.
I've got a
I'll take your word
5 total.
I mean, hey, it's not a natural 1, which actually makes it more disappointing.
Yeah, no, it was just a 3. Opal dice, you little bitch.
Now, have you tried asking it nicely? Try that next time.
Okay, next time I'll ask it nicely, and then, you know what, that's what I get for not using rainbow dice during Pride. Okay.
Well, we have a nat 20, first of all.
I gotta
Tyler.
roll the die and pay the pry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got a 38 and a 48.
Would you like this applied to armbar or minibar?
Let's go with armbar.
Okay. Armbar. Your ability to carry things has increased tenfold.
Hell yeah.
Armbar is now just carrying the food.
Forever, right?
Until I tell you it's off.
Okay, that'd be even funnier. Armbar's like, I got this, guys. Carries the food truck over his shoulder, and suddenly his strength leaves him, and he gets crushed by a
That
car.
doesn't sound so great.
Well,
He'd still carry
I
it.
was gonna say,
college.
like, I imagine armbar can bench 300 pounds easily, right?
Let's
Like
say that's definitely doable.
Yeah. So now you're 3,000 pounds, which is, like, a good size.
The food truck.
Yeah.
It's like, it's got wheels, armbar. You don't need to carry it like that. It's okay. I'll take care of it.
Like,
And
you know those huge tires that they flip at the strongman conventions?
Yeah.
Armbar's just carrying them like pizzas, just...
Oh my gosh. He's like flipping it up and then like doing all the tricks with it.
Oh, yeah.
Like that one.
Armbar is now Are you sign spinning a giant wooden tire?
It's the whole food cart.
Mamma mia.
Oh, and everyone inside, which is canonically like 4 or 5 passengers, are getting real sick.
Under the leg with the food truck.
Nah, they asked for it. This is fun. This is enrichment.
Ain't nothing but a peanut.
Why are you having trouble? It's not heavy, it's awkward.
Yeah.
You ever tried to lift a couch by yourself? It sucks.
Pivot!
Oh, that reminds me, Armbar, I need you to help me move now that the restaurant's done being rebuilt. I need to put all my stuff back in there.
Let's take it all in one go, boss. Heave ho!
Okay. So, I have noted everyone's perception checks. So you all are charging through the forest. Rook, you took the initiative to run into the forest. You studied the map, so you know generally where you're going. What was your perception check again?
17.
17? Okay. Roll me a survival check at advantage, please.
Okay, well, I just get only one, so 11.
Okay. So, you're running into the forest. The foliage gets very thick very quickly, and you cannot find the way. You're getting this weird sense of deja vu running through the forest. Like you've been here before. But you've definitely never been to the Feywild before. Like, it just hasn't happened, right? And so, but you do know enough to know, I have no clue where I'm at. Like, I'm lost. I'll let Armbar do it, because Armbar got the nat 20. Armbar, you go ahead and roll me a survival check at advantage as well.
Sweet. Oh, I only got a 13.
Likewise, you are lost. Capital L, lost.
Well, I've never been here before.
Correct.
Can I try with the whopping 26 I got in perception?
Yes.
Do I also have advantage?
Sure.
All right. Nope, we're batting 1,000 here. That is a 9 is the better of the two rolls, plus it's not going to matter, 2 of 11.
Jeez. All right.
Well, game over, guys.
I know. So after 1,000 years of wandering the forest, you return to the material plane, and it's a day later. No, not really.
Yeah, at some point one of us goes, hey, do you guys who live here know these woods?
Lobo has shifted into his wolf form and is sniffing around trying to figure out where to go. It's a little weird watching a gigantic wolf shake its head, but yeah, there's a very clear no indicator of, I don't know where I'm at. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Halil, who is not built for scouting work in this fashion, just kind of mutters, well, shit. You all have been wandering through the woods. You've lost the path entirely.
Oh.
What do I remember about this map?
It was the map that the pixies made, right? And it had like little leaves stuck on top of the sticks for the forest, and there was a little pathway that they like when you poke your finger in the dirt and you drag it and there's a little road, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, it's very clearly they were just making do.
Where did that path end? Like, what did it look like?
Well, the pathway led to the Spring Court's palace, right?
Okay, so wait. So I went out into the woods because of the map.
Well,
so I'm just trying to understand, what did it look like on the map?
So on the map,
the place that I'm trying to go.
In the map, in the middle of the woods, was a very familiar flower.
Okay, the Amaryllis.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you knowingly had to leave the path and go into the woods to try and get to where the Amaryllis was.
Can I carry the map? I can carry a lot of things.
You carry a bunch of loose sticks and things. Like, if Rook hadn't rushed off, I could have sketched the map, but we rushed off.
Listen. Armbar was trying to help, okay?
Armbar's just going to pick up the entire block of earth map.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be useful in this situation.
I know, it's just a very funny image. Armbar's just walking around with a chunk of dirt that's carefully balanced to maintain the map.
Yeah, foundation-sized brick of just clay and dirt.
Can anybody try to read this map?
Yeah, you all saw it.
Yeah.
Alright, Armbar's gonna grab it, and he's gonna hold it upside down, and he wants to try to read the map.
I believe in you so much.
So, I feel like I need to explain a little better. The map is literally like, people took...
It's like more like a model than a map.
Imagine drawing on the dirt and then like using like sticks and toothpicks as like markers.
Is it like a pop-up book?
Yeah. Imagine if someone built a map out of Legos, except they didn't staple nicely together.
It's like twigs and shit.
Yeah, like you tipping the map upside down is going to spill all the loose pieces it's made of on the
Abby
ground.
believes in me.
I believe in him so much. Speaking of, have we been lost for like an hour? Because if so, I'm summoning Dot.
I don't think... Can you do that? You're just walking around. Anyway, you're summoning Dot. I want to ask, Rook, what are we looking for?
I guess something to do with me.
Okay.
I'm going for it. You're following me.
That is a great question.
Yeah, that is... Okay, that is an excellent question. Sure wish I was a druid and could talk to animals right now.
Is there animals around?
Plants, don't talk to... We're in the woods, there's gotta be animals or plants.
Feywild.
Besides killer spiders.
Rook is reluctant to send Fairy out. She doesn't really want to do it. She'll do it as last resort.
Oh, hey, you know what? It just so happens it sounds like Epi's summoning something that can turn invisible and scout
exactly.
for us.
Come on, Epi.
Epi, you kill your familiar like every 3 episodes. It's time.
It is true.
It's fine. Look, Dot's pretty sturdy. They just poof back into the Feywild whenever they die, so I guess this time they just poof into the regular world, and it'll be fine.
Thanks, Epi.
Is that how that works?
I have no idea. I keep forgetting to summon her, so, it's been a while.
So long as you have an hour and 10 gold worth of incense, you can just resummon them after they die.
Well, at this point, I feel like losing another hour is not a substantial detriment to us.
Yeah, y'all are lost. So y'all have an hour as Epi does the incense burning ritual to summon Dot.
So you remember how the Night Court gave us speaking stones so we could reach them if we needed anything? I want to dial up Talia, the dryad of the Spring Court that's at the Night Court, and ask her if she can give us directions. Because these are her woods, presumably.
Directions to the Amaryllis?
Well, no, I want to, there's got to be, a more walkable path than just trouncing over all these branches and bushes and all the stuff we're lost. We can do something. Have Armbar climb up a tree and give a bird's eye view, and I draw at something. We can telephone the shit so she can give us an idea how to. First of all, where we're navigating to. She probably might know if there's anything important where that flower was on the map.
We can even have somebody else go up the tree, and I could pick up the tree.
This is true.
You are actually not wrong.
Okay.
Rook, how about you go climb up that there tree, and I'll give you a little boost.
Not a bad idea, Umbar. First one with a good idea around here. She climbs up the tree.
My feelings are hurt, Rook. I thought we were closer than that.
Alright, then Armbar's gonna go over the tree, and with the very slightest of ease, yanks the tree out of the ground and holds it over his head. Can you see anything up there?
Can I?
So, with Armbar helping, and you going up to the tippy top of the tree, you are able to see above the canopy. Looking around, you can see the pathway that you came from off in the distance. It is cleared enough that you're able to make it out. And you are a ways into the woods. But it's also clear that you definitely didn't walk in a straight line. You kind of got turned around at some point. But you get a better feel for the lay of the land.
Will it help me on my way?
Yep.
Awesome.
I will let you roll another survival check at advantage to try and do this again.
I got an 18.
That is much better.
Thank God.
Trees' roots go really deep. So, Armbar, you just have a bunch of tree roots all around you as you're just holding this thing in the air.
I'm spitting up dirt as it's hitting my mouth.
Yeah, it's because you've moved one plant from a pot to a different pot, right? And you just had the tangle of roots underneath it, just make a huge.
Yeah,
Armbar
mess. Well known for his gardening experience.
That's what's happening on a bigger scale. Is just
Just imagine Armbar in a gardening outfit, gloves, maybe a little apron, a smock, if you will.
The little tiny shears that they use for the bonsai trees.
Wait, sidebar. What's the difference between...
Great axe.
Fan artists, get on it.
Right.
Armbar in a smock with a flower. I'm ready.
Rook jumps off the tree. Alright, guys. I think I know where I'm going now.
Are we gonna wait long enough for Epi to summon Dot?
I'm just doing it in the...
I feel like a solid third of that time has already passed.
Probably. Climbing a tree is not, quick work.
Yeah, Rook had to climb the whole thing, had to do the Assassin's Creed Eagle Vision rotating camera thing, and then had to do the leap of faith. That took for fucking ever.
Then realized there's no cart full of hay, so there's literally nowhere.
There absolutely is. I just put some hay on top of the food truck.
Okay. Thanks, man. Rook feels bad for slighting Brock's idea earlier, so she slips him pocket candy. It might be a little old.
After an hour, the incense and the smoke from it begins to coalesce into a tiny little portal that just goes, and out comes Dot, wrapped in a towel. Goes, what do you want? Why am I here?
Hi. It's been a while. I wanted to check and see if you're alright.
You shouldn't have.
I know how that sounds, but I know you really mean I really, really shouldn't have.
It's fine, Epi, and I hold out a basket full of chicken fingers that I made during the hour that you were summoning Dot, because Dot is usually less angry when we feed them.
Dot accepts happily.
I told you I'd feed you the next time that Epi summoned you.
You did. How can I help you, Rock?
Well, these woods, we were trying to scout ahead, and since you could turn invisible and something isn't going to jump you and kill you because you're invisible, if you could just kind of scout the path we're walking ahead for us, report back if you see anything.
That sounds like a lot of work. I don't want to do that.
I will give you an entire rotisserie chicken.
So here's the thing, right? Because I know where you started and where you are now, right? So I am aware of economics. I have some level of education. And so I know how much rotisserie chicken is. And I can go find Phyllis down the road and have her get me a full rotisserie chicken.
Alright, you want steak? I have an entire fully stocked food truck. What do you want?
I would like, from the owner of a whole cafe, rotisserie chickens in perpetuity.
Oh, sure, yeah. I'll give you rotisserie chicken whenever you want, sure.
I am a master of negotiation.
Yes, you
Abby, how can I help you?
Hi. So, since you've been adequately bribed, did we find our way out? I'm going to be real with you. I was so focused on the spell. Have we moved? Why is there a tree uprooted?
I'm sure Armbar put it back.
Yeah, upside down.
It wouldn't fit back in the hole.
Yeah, Armbar tried to put it back, but it didn't quite go back into the ground correctly because all the dirt got displaced.
Can we please have Armbar roll a nature check to try and replant the tree?
You know what? Go for it. Armbar, roll a nature check.
I have to put my gardening smock on first.
Okay.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Wait, again, what is the difference between an apron and a smock? This is bothering me.
One's full from the top of with straps on top, and one of them is more like a skirt thing.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm totally gonna get this. I got a 15.
15?
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually really good for Armbar. So,
good job, man.
That's a tree. That's a tree.
Leaves go up, root go down.
I mean, canonically, Armbar is from a family of alpaca farmers. In theory, he has some farming experience.
Well,
the alpaca showed him.
Trees, same thing.
And the deep understanding of the tree came out of that hole. It's going to go back in.
Like it's not a sentence that Armbar would say.
It's true.
Back on the nursery, we grow all sorts of types of trees.
For a brief moment, as you all watch Armbar replant this giant fucking tree back into the ground where he pulled it out of, you see it. That rare fleeting glimpse of, oh, he is related to Granny Snickerdoodle. Big guy, but you see Granny there just for a second. Just in the mannerisms, just in how he's putting the tree back in the ground.
I love this.
It's like when SpongeBob makes the Krabby Patty versus Neptune, and he reads it a bedtime story, and tucks the pickles in.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go around giving everybody else chicken fingers because I made us all dinner while I was making Dot their bride.
Can I carry them while you do that?
The chicken fingers?
Yeah, I can carry a lot of things.
All right, here you go, Armbar. I give Armbar a tray of food. Armbar is now serving the food.
Well, you gotta take it off the tray. You're serving it.
Okay, yeah, cool. I walk around with Armbar following me around like a butler, give everybody an individual thing of chicken fingers. And then I look at the tray, and expectantly for Armbar to give himself his chicken fingers. He looks back at me like ahem, and I take the chicken fingers off the tray and hand them to his free hand.
And then...
No, you put them directly in his mouth.
No, I pick them up the tray and put them back on the tray.
One of the chicken fingers has a nice little surprise from our little mini bar.
Armbar, as you're in the midst of carrying this tray of chicken fingers, your tremendous strength wears off.
No.
And has no effect because it is a tray of chicken fingers in front.
So I don't know yet.
But suddenly it feels substantially heavier, but it's also a tray of chicken fingers, so who cares?
It goes from weighing negligible amounts to negligible amounts that are slightly more noticeable.
Effie, would you like a chicken finger?
Sure. Thank you. Thank you?
I mean, it's time to eat. We've been out here for hours. I'm hungry. I don't know about you guys.
That's fair. I always forget to eat when I get focused.
Rook's
All right.
cheeks are stuffed like a chickmunk, and she gives you a thumbs up, Brock.
And I extend out a cinnamon roll for Rook, because obviously she wants to end with a sweet.
She's so happy. You can see it in her eyes.
All right, so what did Armbar do to Eppie's chicken fingers now? Because you mentioned that Minibar did something.
Well, I think she should roll for it. Or he should roll for it.
That comes out to a whopping lucky number 13. How big is the boogie you put in it?
Yeah, I think Armbar has to roll opposed.
Oh, I do?
Sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Sleight of hand would be the relevant stat, so
It would.
you're trying to beat a 13.
Man, that's tough. I got an 11, but I kind of want to use... Is this technically a saving throw?
It is a skill check.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Damn.
I caught you this time.
You could completely waste the coin of absolutes on the stupid.
I know, I was looking at that.
Could Rook help?
Okay, I see how it is.
Sorry, but listen.
Don't make me
had
give
it
Effie
really
a bardic
rough.
inspiration.
Do it.
So, I will actually need Epi to roll at disadvantage for the perception as well, as Dot goes, Epi! How's it going? Buddy, pal, old friend of mine.
Steph,
Now that I
you're
have...
destined to eat this booger. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, your familiar is
so
using
sorry.
the distract action on you.
That's fine. I'll roll again. We'll see. So I rolled one higher that time because Dot is being suspicious, so it's still a 15.
Yeah.
All right, what did you do to it?
Minibar pulls out the butt end of the super hot pepper that we had from
Oh my-
5 or more episodes ago.
Epi's
Oh
just...
my god, I forgot about the... Did we keep the Carolina Reaper? I thought that might have got cut. Anyway, we have a Carolina Reaper now.
Yeah, I wrote that down. I've been holding on to that for weeks.
Epi is just gonna look at Minibar and be like, you know I'm a tiefling, right? Like, my mother used to put that on chicken noodle soup when we were sick, and I eat the thing.
Alright, go ahead and eat it then.
Yeah, I ate it. I ate the Carolina Reaper hot chicken.
Yeah. Con save.
You didn't
An
think
advantage
that went
because-
through, did you, Minibar?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. We're gonna use chicken dice and mega dice for this one.
I mean, obviously, you're eating a chicken finger. Why wouldn't you roll chicken dice?
Exactly. Wait, do I have 2 chicken dice? I have 2 chicken dice. Okay, hang on.
This is the most important role in Bard Rock Cafe history.
I think that it might have to be a point of absolution for this.
Now, she has chicken dice. It would be a waste not to roll them for this.
Oh my god. Hang on. I'm taking a picture of this because y'all would not believe me if I
All
just
right.
told you flat.
All right, well,
So,
tell
hang
the
on.
podcast audience flat because this is an audio format, but yes, send your picture.
One
So-
of the chicken dice rolled a 1. The other chicken dice, because I had advantage, rolled a 20
Nice.
That
for
is
hot
fantastic.
chicken, and I have +4, so this is a
Incredible.
24
Nice.
for hot chicken.
For hot
Effie
chicken
thinks this
dice.
tastes great.
Rook,
All right.
weren't you going to roll sleight of hand for something?
Oh, and not anymore.
Okay.
It's changed.
Yeah, because Epi just decided to eat the thing anyway. What's the point in
Right.
trying to trick him if he's going to just
Were
eat
you
it?
gonna do a pocket chicken finger?
You know, it's none of your business if Rook puts a chicken finger in her pocket, okay? You don't know. You don't
She's
know.
allowed. It's fine.
Yeah.
Was that a chicken finger in your pocket, or are you happy to see me?
I need to let the podcast audience know the picture that Steph dropped in our chat has 2 dice of chickens in them. One is approximately 5 times the size, so that's a big clucking die.
Nice.
Yeah. So Epi is eating this hot chicken finger, and it's just like, oh my god, that is delicious. Brock,
pretty
you've
good.
outdone yourself. I really like that.
2d20, by the way. Or 2d100, I mean.
Oh yeah, I have to do the
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
Yeah,
go
while you're doing the thing, like, oh yes, our Minibar, my very reliable sous chef, and I give Minibar a little name tag that says sous chef.
Oh.
And there's the word honorary is very, very small in font above it.
Thanks,
Promise
boss.
Snickerdoodle would be so proud of you.
Alright. So, Epi, these are both bad. Which one do you want?
Oh boy.
Let's do 8. I've never rolled an 8 before.
You have not. Alright.
Are you keeping track?
No. It has the vibes.
I vaguely am. Like, there's, like, not precisely no, but I do have a running tally of, oh, I've seen this before, you know?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this has definitely not been rolled before. I will let you know when something happens.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah.
At least you didn't cast Fireball on the forest. Okay.
True.
We would have found out where we had to go.
That is also
What?
true. Look, deforestation is just the anti-Lorax way of doing GPS.
That ended up being like a good ending, didn't it?
Yeah, it's fine. We put out the forest and revivified all the fairies.
Yeah. Now that we've got all of the shenanigans out of the way, Dot has been summoned. Epi,
What's up?
Dot has been summoned.
Oh, right. Did we... Okay, just to catch me up. Have we found our way out of this forest yet, or are we still a little bit lost?
Rook has climbed to the very top of the tree above the canopy because Armbar used his amazing wild magic strength to just literally lift the tree up another 6 feet so that, you know, it's just high enough that climbing to the top of it, Rook could see out. So Rook has a good idea of what direction to start walking now.
Alright, so Dot, originally I had summoned you because you see this little map here that was drawn by pixies, and by drawn I mean made, kind of?
So y'all don't have the map. It's not with you. It was...
Rook dashed away immediately. Unless we gave Rook a head start, I was going to draw it too, but I don't think we had time.
No, the way that played out. I mean, for starters, it was made of debris. You cannot physically carry it and move it to another location, and you guys did not have time to draw it.
Fair enough.
We could have if Armbar walked very slowly and uprooted a foundation-sized thing of it.
Right.
No, yeah, but realistically, no, that did not
But
happen.
alas.
Alright, so we're trying to get to one of the Fey courts. I'm trying to remember which one. But do you have... You're from the Feywild, possibly?
No.
Wait, are you from Hell or the Feywild?
The imp looks down at himself, goes,
Ah.
"Yep, from the Feywild.
Wait,
How can I help you?"
Fantastic. Where the hell are we?
We're in the forest.
oh my god.
Astute observation. I had no idea. I've missed
Trees. They're made of wood.
I remember there was like a thing they taught us in the Bard College about like which side the moss grows on the trees, like north or something. I'm bad at nature. I don't remember the whole thing.
Roll a nature check at disadvantage.
Natural 1.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so obviously I know diddly shit. I remembered there was something about moss. That was justified as a natural 1. A 98 and a 62.
Okay, so these are both good.
I got a 98's juicy. I gotta see it.
98.
Yeah.
Okay. Any creature, friendly or otherwise, can choose to use your performance bonus instead of their own. For
Oh, you know we got this before.
You did.
Bard off, actually.
You did.
Oh well.
Would you like to change your answer?
Sure. Let's do 62 for the audience because that's not going to come up.
Yeah. All right. You've seen this one as well, for the record.
Oh well.
You choose a creature that you can see.
I'm gonna go with Rook.
Rook.
Mm-hmm.
You must tell. This is something that the wild magic is magically giving to Brock. The greatest long-term motivation of Rook.
Oh, man, it's boring. I thought it would be something juicier. The greatest long-term thing for Rook is to give a peaceful life to her mom.
I feel like Brock had already intuited that at some point.
Yeah.
I know Paul the person did.
You're also friends in character, right? So it's not like
Right.
Wild Magic is whispering these deep secrets to you, and you're like, I know this.
Yeah, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
It's like we talked about that the last time we had a girls' night.
Do y'all know the...
Yeah.
We've all watched Avatar The Last Airbender, right?
Yeah.
This is the episode with the fortune teller where she throws the bones for Aang and they explode.
Yeah.
She's like, you'll be involved in this world-spanning battle. And he's like, yeah, I already know that.
Like,
Yeah.
Brock is like examining the moss, trying to remember what direction is north from the moss, and he's like, did the moss just whisper me someone's darkest secret?
Basically.
We are in the Feywild, and also you do realize moss grows on like all sides of the tree, right?
I actually think my above world knowledge of moss says otherwise.
No, that's like
It is actually a fable.
that's not true. Yeah.
So,
I don't know, I learned this from episode Hey Arnold, what do I know?
Okay.
because this is...
Okay.
I learned it in real life. Fucking
Right.
like Eagle Scouts.
It is a thing.
It's still wrong.
I googled
Yeah.
it.
It is the Feywild. Everything is unusual here. There is no rhyme or reason to what side of the tree the moss grows on.
You sure there isn't a rhyme to it? Like maybe it's like wrapping moss.
It wraps the tree.
Get it? It was a double pun.
It was.
His moss can
Okay.
wrap around something.
I can feel...
Here's my
Go ahead.
here's my proposal.
Oh,
Moss
dear, I
always
didn't
goes
know.
on the north side of the trees, but approximately every 3 inches north changes.
It's using Pirates of the Caribbean rules, right? Like, sort of. You're not looking for north, right? Yeah, anyway. But even that doesn't work because with a nat 1, I'm not giving you something that useful. The moss is not helpful at all. You're like, I remember learning about this, and you look at the moss and you're like, this makes no sense at all.
Rook looks uncomfortable now. She's kind of shifting and she's like, guys, I think this is just about me. I think I should go ahead here and maybe I'll meet you at the spring court by myself. And you guys should just go ahead. This is just for me. I feel really bad right now.
Well, at least take Dot with you.
Yes, Dot is the muscle Rook needs to protect her in case she gets ambushed by a giant thing trying to eat her like the last 3 things we encountered.
Yep, I'm the familiar from the Feywild here. There's definitely not any other familiar from the Feywild in this group. But me. Dot.
I don't
Alright,
know.
how about... what if I have Inky follow Rook to protect her by just slinking along in Rook's shadow?
Rook feels a bit looks a bit uncomfortable, but she's not protesting.
I just want you to
again.
have muscle in case Kenny's trying to eviscerate you when you get there.
This,
If Kenny says above game, you're not going to get murdered, I'm fine with this.
So how about the spring court consort?
Oh yeah, they can bodyguard you, I guess. Yeah, we can go park up on like the road and like Speaking Stones to meet us.
So I just want to say, above game, here is the entourage that Rook, the teenage half-elf, dressed in, like, dark clothing, is taking with her. An imp, a literal creature from hell. A bone claw, which
No,
is...
from the Feywild.
Yep, sorry, yep, Feywild. A bone claw, which is the
Feywild.
literal embodiment of hatred. Said,
He is a loyal dart dog, actually.
well, now he is, yeah. But yours is special. But no, you said Inky could go with you, and like this really just god-awful toothy grin from this monstrous face, just like,
And I just pull out. Remember how Mr. Spicy had his little stuffed beholder? I have an identical stuffed beholder for Inky, but it's made of really tough shit because Inky's got some razor sharp teeth.
yeah. Like, there is no soft, cuddly part of Inky. It's just all, it's all bad. It's bad all the way down. There's the horse-sized wolf shifter.
Awesome.
Yep.
And then there's Halil, who turns into, I think I said a hawk, right? But who, in her human form, is just knives strapped everywhere and, fighting leathers.
Rook deserves her Molgoth phase, alright?
Yeah, this is...
Yeah. Where's the nearest hot topic?
Like, this is a Suicide Squad type moment, you know? Like,
I will, however, say, because I'm a chef and Rook has one of my chicken fingers in her pocket, she has access to one of my snacks. If she...
oh, sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, if you give me just a moment, I can forge a telepathic bond between everyone, and then,
Oh,
that way you can go however far you need, and if you need us, we'll be able to hear.
question. I feel like at some point during this trek, Epi also conscripted a bunch of corpses. Is that something I'm remembering correctly?
I did. They did kind of die off after a bit.
Okay, I was checking whether or not we still had them. Cool.
Nah, you're good. They keeled over after a bit.
Alright, guys, this is where we split, but I will come and see you guys at the spring court.
Do you want the telepathic bond or not?
Yes, yeah. For some reason I thought I said yes already. Yes.
Yeah, no, we're not going to go all the way to the spring court. We're going to go park on the road where you left, and we're going to wait for you there. We're going to go to the court together.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, guys. I'll try to be as fast as I can.
Nadir cast haste on Rook.
Rook leaves behind the entire entourage you guys just put together. She's now twice as fast as everyone else.
And can bonus action dash.
Right. Oh god, I forgot about that. Because Rook can action and bonus action dash. So hasted, Rook would just be...
Rook would get 3 dashes for approximately, what's haste's duration, like a minute before becoming exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so...
It's worth it.
But for that 1 minute, you're gonna fucking bolt.
If actually, you know what? Rook can have my tactical combat alpaca too.
Okay.
It's alright. I
Alrighty.
can cast spells through Dot, theoretically. This is fine.
Touch spells.
Yeah.
Yeah, but can Dot kick something in the groin so hard that it dies?
Yes.
If it has exactly 1 HP left, yes.
One of the return crew give me a survival check.
Any of us have better than +2?
I got +2. How you doing, Armbar? Or Nadir? Either y'all got good survivals?
I got 2,
Armbar, come on, better than +2?
which is higher than I would expect, based given how bad he is at surviving.
I'm a little upset. A little depressed, I mean. I can't lift things like I used to.
Okay, Armbar's not going to roll survival, that's what I heard.
I got we're rolling for it, right?
That
If
one?
someone on our team has to roll, do you have better than
He
+2?
had a +3. He
Yeah,
got an 18.
I got an 18 +3, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Armbar is carrying the team right now.
So he
not more ways
can
than one
carry
today.
things.
Ah.
His spirits are now lifted.
Yeah. Armbar's going through so much character growth this episode. We've learned that Armbar can garden. That Armbar is able to effectively navigate the middle of
The Feywild.
freaking nowhere.
He feels the earth.
Armbar is able to walk you guys back the path you took without too much issue. The return crew, you are able to go back to the food cart. Everything's fine.
Epi, we just opened up a gift shop to help raise funds to rebuild the Bard Rock. Look at this fancy new design.
I'd love that on a new t-shirt.
You are transported to a world of t-shirts, all identical. You can feel your sense of self slipping away from you as the shirts reach out and grab you and assimilate.
I cast Dispel Magic.
Epi, where'd you go?
Wild magic. Don't ask. It was terrible. So, where's the gift shop going to be?
Oh, well, we have 2 storefronts, bardrockcafe.redbubble.com and tpublic.com/users/bardrockcafe. So anyone can support the Bard Rock.
You know, the coffee mug is really cute.
And that's not all we sell. We have t-shirts, hoodies, children's apparel, baby
Bard
onesies,
Rock
notebooks,
Cafe's gift shop
stickers.
is now open. Sales go to support the show. So if you want to help out and also get some cool Bard Rock Cafe merch, go check it out.
That's everything we had so far. Epi, are you listening?
Did you say something?
Epi, Diana, I brought you both a cup of tea. It's not Earl Grey, but I think you'll enjoy it.
Oh, I've had your tea, and it's all cups of lies.
First of all, I make the finest tea prestidigitation has to offer. Second of all, this is a new line of teas we'll be serving at the Bard Rock from now on by our partners at Many Worlds Tavern.
Oh, I've heard of them. I'm particularly fond of Sleepy Fields and Golden Root myself.
Well, look, if it's good enough for Diana, it's good enough for me. I'll have a cup of that Verdant Harbor.
Of course! Here you go. And I pour Epi a cup of tea.
Epi, roll perception to determine if the tea is made of lies.
Damn it. That's a natural one.
First of all, you are absolutely convinced Brock used prestidigitation on this tea. Second of all, you feel a wild magic surge inside you, and dozens of thirsty customers appear outside of Brock's food truck right here in the graveyard.
No worries, folks. We have plenty of tea from Many Worlds Tavern for all of you. Try a cup of Sage's Gate or Sacred Spring. Somehow I already have dozens of cups of this already prepared and steeped for this occasion.
Of course you did.
Want to brew some of this delicious tea at home? Just go to http://manyworldstavern.com/bardrockcafe and use the code BardrockCafe at checkout to save 10% on your order. As always, a portion of your order supports the show. And if you're a coffee drinker like my good friend Armbar, they have options for you there too.
Brock, I'm happy for you and all, but get your food truck and all your customers off my lawn.
Sorry, Dan, I can't hear you. This tea is selling like hotcakes. And so are the hotcakes. Bye, everybody.
Where are we now, Llewellyn?
Well, Meanie, it looks like we've arrived in a universe where Jump Leads is part of the Bard Rock network of podcasts.
The Bard Rock Network? Wow! That's a whole new audience ready to experience our adventures jumping through parallel universes, like when we found that colony of religious robots, or the time we were chased by a knife-wielding dinosaur.
What about when you spent a whole episode looking for a bathroom?
We don't have to talk about that.
Listen to the scripted sci-fi comedy podcast audiences are calling a cross between Sliders, Doctor Who, and Lower Decks. Jump Leads. Season 1 available now wherever you get your podcasts. Season 2 coming soon.
Who was that?
Sounds like this reality is actually an ad spot.
An ad spot? Wait, so none of this is canon?
It was, until you asked that question.
Rook, you had a sufficient survival check. You are able to make your way through the woods.
Follow me?
How would you like to proceed?
So, I have a better idea of where I'm going now. I gesture to the people who are coming with me. Alright, follow me. I don't exactly know what I'm gonna face. What we're gonna face, but let's make it quick. So, I'm gonna kind of go a bit, I'm gonna go a little bit ahead of everybody, and I'm gonna be a bit stealthy and cautious.
Okay. Like stealth check stealthy, or just like...
so she's darting between trees, and she if there is anybody there, she doesn't want to be noticed.
Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
I got a 25.
Oh, yeah. So, Rook is very, very good at this thing that she does. So you are... just naturally, you know how to remain unseen. You are scouting ahead of the rest of your entourage of horrifying creatures that are coming with you.
So, do I see anything on the way? Do I notice anything about the trees changing on the way or anything like that?
Sure, roll a perception check.
Oh, 21.
Okay. So, it is fortunate that you have dark vision, because you are noticing as you get deeper into the forest, the canopy overhead is becoming stifling. Like, it is overgrown to the point that it seems a little bit wrong, even. Like, trees are growing too close to each other. And in some cases, are growing... You know how trees will grow around something that they're right directly next? Like, there are trees growing into each other.
Cool.
Yeah. It is very crowded and very dark. But because you have dark vision, you're able to make your way. You're also, with that perception check, you're noticing that the sounds of nature are changing, right? So before they were like birds and, normal nature sounds and the sounds of insects. Now you're hearing sounds that you would more associate with things moving stealthily. So there's not a lot of insects chirping or making noise. You don't hear birds, but you do hear occasionally like a rustling in the underbrush nearby. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like what you might hear from a snake slithering. Or what you might imagine a bird trying not to get caught, suddenly flapping very quickly to another location. But overall, it does get quieter.
No, I think Rook's just gonna keep going, keep her stealthy self.
Okay.
She's just very heightened.
Lobo has shifted back to his human form because the wolf form would not fit.
A little big. Just keep on trucking.
Yeah. So, with that survival check, as you get deeper and deeper into these woods, you do approach a point where the trees and the underbrush and the vines are all so tightly interlaced that you are not able to get past it.
Damn.
If only you had something that could just shred apart foliage with its 10-inch long razor-sharp bone fingers.
I think if we, the group's with her at this point, right? Yeah. So
they're traveling a ways behind you. Yeah. They're at your disposal.
Right. I think if we all hack at this, we might be able to get these cut down, at least for us to make a path. So I pull out my rapier and let's all do it together.
Your rapier, which does piercing damage, you're like poking some vines, right? And it's...
Oh, come on. I can't try and slash things with it.
But yeah, so you're hacking away, and then there's this bone claw that is designed to shred things that just is ripping apart.
Yeah, nice. It's weird. Inky sounds exactly like a chainsaw. It's weird.
When Rook notices how dope it is, she just kind of stops trying to poke with that rapier.
Lobo also was like shifting into wolf form to be like, alright, I can do this. And then sees just the raw efficiency of the bone claw and just shifts back into human form like, no, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes the right tool is the right tool.
Right.
I've never felt more justified in doing a thing as I felt just now. As sending Inky along on the side quest.
I need Inky to roll perception.
Woo.
I don't have a stat block open, so I can just give you the flat number. 18.
18 on the die?
18 on the die.
So as Inky is shredding through trees and vines and such, it is a subtle shift at first, but as Inky gets deeper into it and deeper into making a path, the foliage is starting to shift around Inky in such a way that this looks like it's about to constrict around him, right? Like Inky is kind of digging his own grave by going this deep into this thick underbrush.
Oh, good. It's dark out, right?
Yeah.
So it turns out, in the dark, death claws are hella fucking fast.
Yeah.
Bone claws. Other thing.
Yeah, well,
so can't he just dash back from whence he came?
Shoot, he could teleport.
There you go. I forgot he could teleport. There we go. Yeah. He teleports back, and the tree path is closed.
Well, so I will say for cinematic purposes, right as Inky teleports, a bunch of the vines and trees just constrict honestly like a spring trap, right? Like the goal was to tear Inky to pieces with one big hit, but of course Inky is very, very fast in the dark. And as all the vines constrict, off to the side, the thorns and everything part a little, and a feminine figure that seems to be made of wood, that she would recognize as a dryad, appears and says, "Why have you come here, to my remote section of the woods?" As she strides out of the underbrush and approaches Rook specifically.
"I'm so sorry," Rook says. "I'm so sorry. I think I might have made a mistake. Listen, my name's Amaryllis, and I got excited when I saw this map, and I saw there was an amaryllis flower on it, and I thought maybe, and Rook's you see she's really getting upset. I thought maybe I'd get an idea of who my dad was here, because I guess it's kind of stupid, but I thought maybe it could help me. Maybe this was where he's from."
The dryad approaches you and is sizing you up. She doesn't immediately respond.
"We'll just leave. I'm sorry. We have people waiting for me. And she just kind of starts to turn around, and she's looking really embarrassed. And she begins to gather the group, signal to them that we should go back the way we came.
As you do this, the Dryad reaches out and tries to press her hand against the side of your face. In a very, you're turning away and she's turning you back towards her kind of way.
So Rook looks at her and she's like, I'll be fine. But she obviously looks so upset.
So, the Dryad is peering very intently at you. And her eyes flick down to the amber prison that you have around your neck, and then flicks up to you. Her eyes are glowing just a little bit, like kind of a bioluminescence kind of thing.
Ooh.
Then they flick out. She says, do you know where you're coming to?
Rook just shakes her head.
Dear girl, this section of the woods is called the Witchwood.
The Witchwood? So are you a witch?
I am not. I am a Dryad. This is my grove.
Oh. Rook looks a little embarrassed. So, I don't know much. Sorry. What's the Witchwood?
It is where witches come for their trials.
That really has nothing to do with me. I don't use magic at all.
But you do have fey blood in you.
I'm half elf.
Indeed.
That's the half I don't know. Not very well. Not at all, really.
Why did you come to the Witchwoods, dear? No one wanders here.
I got a map from the pixies, and when I saw that they labeled this place with an Amaryllis, it's also my name, Amaryllis. I had a lot of hope. It's definitely not where I'm from, though. I have nothing to do with magic.
Maybe
witches.
Not. But the pixies seem to think you should meet the witches. So I will let you through. Perhaps they can give you some insight.
Okay. Rook looks a little bit hopeful. I'll go.
She motions her hands, and in response, you see the wall of foliage pull back to like a little archway entrance beyond the barrier.
So she just she looks shyly and says, thanks. And she walks through, and before she walks through, she turns to everybody else and says, I don't know how you feel about witches. I think I can go in by myself if you don't want to come in with me. You can wait here. It's up to you. And she walks forward.
Halil offers to come with you. Lobo immediately sits.
Good job, Lobo.
Yeah, and speaking of Halil and dog things, you know that look dogs give you when they're just confused because you're doing a thing they don't understand? Where they tilt their head 45 degrees sideways? That's what Inky's doing.
Lobo is fully not happy. He doesn't want to be here. This is not what he signed up for. He sits down. Halil comes up beside you and says, very few are ever granted admittance to the Witchwood. This is something of an abnormality. I think I'd like to see what's on the other side.
Maybe they can help with the prince. Who knows?
It would certainly be nice. You don't really ask the witches. They tend to just volunteer their help.
Oh, thanks for the tip.
So, Halil will accompany you. Lobo will not.
The alpaca very casually strolls in behind you.
Okay.
Dot? What's Dot doing?
Dot is on your shoulder.
Oh.
Dot has the look of mischief temporarily restrained.
Dot is very at home here in the Feywild.
Yeah, this is just a Tuesday night for Dot. It's fine.
Yeah, still wearing his shower towel, by the way. He didn't bother taking it.
Dot is still in a towel. Because that's, they have showers in the Feywild, and definitely not magma. So, yeah.
Yeah, Rook walks forth.
Okay. The wall of thorns closes behind you. On the other side, it is still dark, but there are some lights. So you see fireflies glowing, as they do, where it's just a brief glow and then it fades, and then a minute later it's a brief glow and then it fades. Just fireflies giving you momentary little blips of illumination. Because you have dark vision, you can still see, right? The way dark vision works, your dark vision is always in black and white. So when it's pitch black, you see, but it's only in grayscale, right? And so what is happening is you're looking around and you see lots of foliage, and it looks kind of dreary, and then the fireflies will light it up, and so you get little flickers of color, where you see lots of shades of purple and reds, and, red vines climbing up a tree, and purple flowers on the foot of the tree, and, you see on the floor, where, like, in grayscale it looks like it's just more foliage on the ground. When it's illuminated, the leaves all have different colors, and they seem to be color-coded, so that, like, there is a yellow pathway in the leaves.
Oh, I'm just wondering if I see the end to these pathways, or do they just go off into the vines?
So you're past the vines, like, there are still, like, thorns and vines, but they're not aggressively trying to keep you out,
Okay.
So now it is just more, you are in the underbrush now. And in grayscale dark vision, you don't see a clear path, but as the fireflies illuminate, you see it. And so you're able to follow the pathway using the light of the fireflies until you reach a clearing where the canopy of trees parts enough that the grayscale just floods away into color. There are little tiny huts, big enough for, like, maybe a person or two. A lot of little cauldrons in front of each of them. Brooms leaned up against the sides of some of them. And you see hunched figures and young ladies and beautiful girls and old hags all going about their business until you come out through the tree line into the open. And they all stop and turn to see.
Rook is standing there open-mouthed and doesn't know which one to talk to, and just realizes she is surrounded by witches. Is there, like, the big hut, the hut?
It doesn't seem so.
Okay.
They all seem to be just, like, mud and thatch that are just cobbled together. And there's not even really, like, a good pathway through everything, right? It's very much just... Like a witch found this one spot and is like, I'm gonna put my house right here, and there's no city planning in this, right? It's just huts scattered about. But it is a clearing. There's a very clear well that someone has put together. And there is no immediate sense that, like, you are in danger, right?
Well, that's good.
Go ahead and roll insight for me.
So I want to, while Rook is rolling, ask the question that's burning in my mind. Is she rolling to figure out which of the witches is the witch with which she should speak?
Rook's insight is low, so it's going to be an 11.
Okay. Yeah, you can't get a read on what these witches are thinking either. Like, it's very clear this is what they are. You have stumbled upon a witch village. I mean, truly, it is, aside from the themes of this is very clearly witches, the layout is just nonsensical, right?
Do they have a witch?
Yep.
But there's a single witch off in the corner who, like, built a little sand dune around their hut. They're the sand witch.
Gosh. Rook's gonna... One of those pretty ones that you mentioned. One of the pretty ones. She's gonna go up to one of those. Take her chances.
Sure. So you walk up to one of the pretty ones. And she is arranging some nightshade flowers just outside in a little garden area outside of her hut. And she turns and says, "Oh, hello. Welcome to the village. How can I help you? What do you need?"
Rook stands there a little dumbfounded because she just realized she has no idea how to ask anything or what the heck to say. Because she just kind of wandered here hoping for a quote-unquote insight about herself. So she just holds up, still on her neck, the pendant and goes, "Can I talk to anybody about this?"
What a curious little bauble. I'm certainly happy to take it off your hands. What would you like for it?
No, it's not for sale. I need to speak to someone who knows about, this.
Are you sure?
Thing.
I can make you beautiful,
Was something wrong with me?
Oh, my dear. You are horrifying right now. But you come in good company. And she moves over to the bone claw and is, like, tracing her finger along the jagged edges of his bones. It's like, he's gorgeous.
He came with me?
He's outside. You made sure to say so.
Oh, he's outside? Shoot.
Yes, he's outside with Lobo. It's just the alpaca and Halil that are here.
Okay.
There's an alpaca. Yeah,
Same thing.
The alpaca is looking for something to graze and getting lots of dirty looks that make him not graze on anything.
So same interaction, but with Dot. She's like taking the imp and like treating it like a house cat, right? Like Dot is like, I could get used to this. I'm gonna stay right here.
Thank you for the offer, but I can't. This is not for sale.
Oh well, you're lost, dearie. And you think just for the briefest moment, there is a flicker in what you see, and the appearance of a young, beautiful girl seems to like looking at static on a TV. It's like it flips to another channel where like it's just this hunched form of an old woman that is eyeing you up and down. Before it flips back to this bright-eyed, bushy-tailed girl that's trying to get you to sell her the pendant.
I guess I'll ask somebody else. Thanks. Rook turns away.
All of them are watching you at this point. And you get the distinct sense that you're the new blood here, right? And you don't know what you're doing, and everybody knows it, and so they're all watching to see what you do. I will say that there is one that is notably not watching you. She is doing her own thing.
Aha! I like people who mind their own business. Rook really likes people who mind their own business. She's gonna go up to that person.
She is sweeping out her hut with her broom. And as she turns to you, she hears you approach, she turns to you, and you see that her eyes are milky white. She says, "Who's there?"
My name is Amaryllis.
Amaryllis?
Yeah.
What a beautiful name. For a beautiful flower. Are you a flower?
No. Half elf? Is there anyone I can talk to here?
We're talking now.
Do you know... Does Amaryllis mean anything?
Who gave you that name, dearie?
I don't know if it was my mom or my dad. I just realized that. But my parents gave it to me.
People tend to care a very great deal about what they name their children. Names carry power, after all. And you were named after a flower. One that always blooms, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that doesn't seem very special. Maybe it doesn't mean anything. Anyway, do you or does anybody else here know about trapping someone in an amulet?
That's an odd question.
I know.
Did you trap someone in an amulet?
No, I want to know...
Are you trying to?
If anyone... No, more like the opposite?
Oh, I see. Well, come in, dear. And
Okay.
like, she's very clearly blind, has not looked at you this whole time, right? Is staring off into the distance. Inside her hut, it is very cramped, right? It is built for 1.5 people.
That's an oddly specific number.
Well, right, like, it wasn't built for multiple people. She has all of her belongings on tightly packed shelves. It's a little disorganized.
I told the alpaca to wait outside.
Yeah, well, the alpaca would not fit.
Yeah. she lives in one of those tiny homes I see on the internet. Okay.
Exactly. Like, have you seen those, like, tiny apartments? You know what I'm talking about?
The coffin house remodel thing with Little John. Yeah.
Yeah, like, that's what we're working with here. Like, it's roomy enough to live in, but you wouldn't want a roommate. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
17.
So the 17, you're looking around. There are all sorts of plants and herbs and, like, it could be a spice rack, but, like, you know just enough about cooking to know these are not spices, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a vine that you've never seen used in any kind of cooking at all. So it's definitely an ingredients wall. It's very bare bones, except for, like, there's a workstation that she has that looks like it is well used. There is a cat lounging on top of the workstation.
There's the half a person.
Hey, look, it's the perfect size.
The cat is looking, like, staring a hole through you.
So it's being a cat.
Yeah.
Rook's used to cats.
Yep.
She holds her hands out to let the cat sniff her hand.
The cat kind of does the nose boop thing, where, like, it wants you to pet it.
Okay. All right. I got permission. Rook pets it.
Cat just is nuzzling its head into your hand while you pet it.
Nice. Cat friendship +1.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It is a black cat, obviously, because where are we right now? Right. But it is...
the Feywild.
Yeah, of course. It is your best friend. It doesn't hop down, but like if you stop petting it, it definitely does the thing where like it's trying to get you to start again.
Okay.
And if you like scratch down its back, it does the thing where like it arches its butt a little bit. So the old woman is shuffling around, and she pulls out a very large book. She says, "This might have some information that you need." She sets it down. Give me an Arcana check, please.
Okay.
So we have a psychic link right now, right?
So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so can I just give Rook a bardic inspiration by going, "Oh, you got this, Rook," when I am aware of the fact there's a book, and just give her a bardic inspiration?
That's right. You all have.
Away.
That's right. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
we're all just been sitting here listening like, aw. You know, just in that food truck, we're sitting there with the telepathic bond, like...
Yeah, and as I say, you got this, Rook becomes very actively uncomfortable with the knowledge her friends have been listening to her be off.
Yeah, for real. She
yes, have a D10 of bardic inspiration.
Okay. This is that...
For this check you're not naturally good at.
This is when everybody else on the team has died and you're all just ghost watching that last teammate try to win the round. You know?
Is that your way of saying you're going to kill us while the party splits?
No.
I got a 15, and then what does Bardic Inspiration do?
You roll an additional D10 and add it.
Nice. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, nice. Yeah, extra +9, so I got a 24.
Very well. So, you've been around enough wizards at this point. This is a spell book.
Okay.
When she opens it, it strikes you that it's a spell book and she's blind.
Yeah, yes, I did think about that. I'm like, wow, it could be in Braille. I don't know.
Well, she opens it and the page is blank. Like, no Braille bumps or anything. Like, it's just blank. She's guiding her hand down like she's reading something.
Rook wonders if there's such a thing as, like, seeing magically or something. But she doesn't know. Halil.
Yes.
Halil.
You are psychically linked, I want to say, so you don't actually
Oh, yeah.
have to, like, whisper.
So in her mind. Yeah, Rook in her mind is whispering because she forgot she's psychically linked.
Until the stark reminder a second ago.
Rook just sent a text out to the group chat real quick about this.
Can you, like, to everybody, basically, can you, like, see magically?
Do
while
I
being
know
blind?
Hey, you
literally cast detect magic all the time.
Right. Both Nadir and Epi would immediately know, yeah. That is absolutely possible.
There's also like 3 warlock incantations, evocations that give you abilities that involve seeing and reading stuff.
And if the page is blank, that just means it's, like, hidden, right? Like a spell book with no text on it that she's looking at. I'm just not able to see it, right?
Hey, Epi, real quick, ask Mort if he knows about any other reasons spellbooks would be blank. Besides being him.
Just sort of sketches that down.
Mort would say very quickly back that, spellbooks are bound to the wizard that uses them and writes them. And so there's a very good chance that this witch is blind. She has written in a way that only she can read it.
Makes sense.
And witches...
So Rook is just gonna wait.
Witches tend to
it's like
use...
my mother's cookbook recipes.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, Mort would also bring up that witches tend to have unusual, unconventional types of magic that don't fall in the regular schools that everyone is used to.
All Rook could do is wait and see what she's gonna come up with.
So, the old woman peruses for a second and goes, aha! Well, if you have someone trapped in this manner, there is usually a key. Something that has to be done in order for them to be released. A condition that must be met.
How do I know what it is if I wasn't even there when it was made?
Normally you cannot. But, and she shuffles over to reach out a very gnarled old hand and says, may I take a look at it?
Rook sends a message out like, I'm gonna let her hold it, but I'm keeping an eye and I'll snatch it in a millisecond. But I'm like letting everybody know. So Rook takes it off and gingerly hands it to the old crone.
He just gets back psychically. You got this, Rook.
Rook feels a little better.
The old woman takes the amber medallion and she's not looking at it, she's feeling it with her hands. You get the sense that she is doing more than just feeling it, she's probing it magically in some way. And then she holds it up in front of the cat, and the cat moves away from your petting, and the cat's eyes flare a bright green. Rook, go ahead. Insight or perception, your choice.
Perception, it is 21 total.
Your attention is drawn to the cat's eyes, and they are not cat eyes.
That's so creepy, ew. What?
They look almost like the slits of a serpent's eyes, staring at this, like staring intently. You know how cats, when they're rubbing them, their eyes are kind of closed as they're rubbing against your hand. Now the eyes are like fully open and staring and glowing, and the intensity of it as the cat is peering at this amulet.
I'm describing this to the team, and I'm like, asking them, have you guys ever heard of anything like this? Is this a really powerful familiar, or is this a person in a form?
I'm going to give this one to Nadir. Nadir, go ahead and roll, I will say, a history check. And it is a...
Are you sure?
This is a ridiculously high DC. You are the only one that has a shot at this one.
All right, go ahead and have a bardic inspiration.
buddy.
No, history isn't it for you, is it?
Whoa!
That's it.
35. Like I said, did you even want me to roll?
Would you like a D10 just in case 35 wasn't high enough, just for the numbers?
Just from my own knowledge, what was the number on the D20 that got you a 35?
15.
15? Okay.
That's
I feel a little better about the DC of 30 because you could have conceivably failed it.
Yeah. There was a 50-50 shot.
So, you hear that. That's not familiar, obviously. Right?
Right.
It's also not a cat. It is one of the forms that is taken by a prince of the Hells.
Shit.
Does Dot recognize them?
When he wants to sneak out. It is a long forgotten tale that you have only gotten bits and pieces of a prince of the Hells that fell in love with a queen of the witches. And you could infer that with planes disappearing, if ever he was going to vanish and run somewhere, this might be a good location.
Yeah. So it doesn't feel like familiar, and it's definitely not a cat. Why am I slightly British?
The deer gets British when something really intense happens. It just
just a tiny bit.
Oh bloody hell!
But no, it actually reminds me of a fairy tale of sorts. Where a prince of the Hells would sneak out in a form something like this and have a tryst with a witch queen. But it must be coincidence, right?
Out of curiosity, dear, which of the many demon princes is the one that turns into a fucking cat? I assume you know that with your fucking 35 in history.
So,
I mean, any number of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
really,
shape-shifting is...
It's not...
The one specific to the fairy tale, obviously.
It is old enough, the information is lost. It is, this is one of those tales...
You say that like the deer didn't read the first edition version of this story.
It doesn't exist anymore. This has been verbal folklore across generations that eventually got written down, and then...
Wait, I got this. I'm going to spend the next 10 minutes of this conversation casting legend lore.
Okay.
On this fairy tale.
Sure.
Nice.
I'll come back to it.
Do you want me to actually answer you or just ignore you and have you spend time doing legend lore?
Well, if you know the answer, then answer.
No, I don't know the answer. I was doing roleplay.
I don't know. I think it'd be good for in-game the group to know and above-game the audience to know, so I'll use legend lore if we aren't going to fucking say it out loud yet.
We'll come back to the legend lore, because there's some stuff happening currently that will resolve.
I'm working on finding out more about this cat, Rook. Give me 10 minutes.
Thank you.
Brock has gone inactive in the chat.
No, I'm not inactive. You see that thing where there's just 3 bubbles going?
Yeah.
Like fucking ever?
God, I hate that so much, too. Because, like, you're just waiting. And, like, you all feel it, too. Like, there's the telepathic equivalent of those 3 bubbles for the next 10 minutes coming from Brock. Anyway.
And it occasionally just stops for, like, 10 seconds and then reappears, you know.
The most maddening. She's like, why are you deleting it? Just finish what you were saying. Anyway. Yeah, wall of text incoming from Brock as soon as he finishes typing on his phone. Yeah. The cat hops onto the old woman's shoulder and just paws his way around and, like, curls up right there. She is hunched over, so, like, it kind of works. His eyes stop glowing, and as they stop glowing, you notice they now look like a cat's eyes again. They no longer have the serpentine slit that they had a second ago. The old woman says, "My dear, this is very powerful magic. It's interesting that you brought it here, because I think it was cast by a witch as well."
What? I look at Halil.
Halil is... She's taking it all in, because she's in the group chat, right? Like,
yeah.
She was looped in on it, so she's looking back and forth between this old woman and the cat that she now has heard is a prince of the hells, and is inferring that this might be the queen of the witches, and is just like, oh, we're in over our heads.
Yeah, right.
Meanwhile, Brock, who's in the middle of casting Legend Lore, just thinks, which witch is the witch which cast the spell?
Epi just reaches over and smacks him. Stop doing puns in the group telepathy.
Oh, damn it, that broke the concentration on legend lore. Now you have to start over.
It just starts the timer.
No, wait, let me just roll let me roll a con check really quick. I rolled a 10 plus con on fine, because I did less than 1 damage.
You took 1
you got
non-lethal
slapped
damage.
by Epi. You're fine.
Yeah, Epi dealt -1 damage, actually healed me.
No, you took 1 point of concentration check damage, like you just had to roll for it, but took no damage.
Yeah.
Do you know which witch cast it? I mean, cast the spell? Can you tell?
I believe I can. You came here for 2 reasons, if I recall.
Rook nods.
You wanted to know about this, and you wanted to know about your father.
Yeah, I did.
Not everyone born to a witch is a girl. The men that we have here are just elves. They go out into the world, powerless and unremarkable, to live normal lives. But you, my dear, have witch blood in you.
How can you tell?
Oh, I can see it.
I guess it doesn't mean anything. I can't do anything with it, right?
Would you like to?
Rook has never considered this possibility. It just seems so out of her reach. So, I mean, I really need to help my friends. But I do want to know who I am. Do you know who my father is?
There's a long drawn silence, at which point she says, I do. He left here a long, long time ago. One of the few of our kind with a truly immortal lifespan. Where he wanders now, I don't know.
Oh.
But I can feel him on you. I can feel him in your blood.
It would be so selfish of me to follow him now. So let's work on the amulet. And I can follow my witch blood later. But Rook looks a little bit disappointed. You can tell.
It could be that the two are one. Because a very powerful witch created this amulet. I think it may take a powerful witch to unmake it.
What do I have to do?
I believe that you were brought here not by chance, and not because pixies felt like you should come here. But there are threads of fate that move in the worlds, and we are just along for the ride, dearie.
Oh, lady, don't you know it?
Evie kind of fiddles with the magic marble in his pocket.
You will have to face an ordeal, something unique to you. Every witch ordeal starts here. You will go and drink from the well, and the water from that well will show you where you need to go and what you need to do. At the end of your ordeal, you will have discovered something about yourself. You will have found some of that power sleeping in your blood.
Okay.
And for your other question, the witch who made this is a cast-out from our little community named Baba Yaga.
Nadir, I took your advice and ordered tabletop gaming supplies from our sponsor, Dragon Master Games. I got a new book, some dice, and other accessories.
That's wonderful. And you remembered to tell them in the comments that Bard Rock Cafe sent you?
Yeah, of course. But now I have another problem. Brock gave me the money for the supplies and said it's coming out of the budget. What does that mean?
Oh, well, our show and the other shows on the network are partially funded by our viewers on Patreon and Ko-fi. In addition to covering costs like editing and web hosting, we use some of those funds to purchase the actual games we play on air. Because, as creators, we want to support the developers as much as we can.
Okay, so our viewers can go to the Patreon and Ko-fi linked in the show notes to support us and the rest of the network? I didn't know that.
Yes, correct. Anyway, why don't you tell me more about this game you're planning?